No LUTs, no film plugin, but you can still easily give your night footage a high-quality cinematic look. In this tutorial, I'll show you how step by step by only using tools available in DaVinci Resolve. The challenge of creating a night scene is dealing with the fact that it's usually of very high contrast with deep shadows, and that throws a lot of beginners off. So I'm going to use a complex night scene where there is a lot going on. We have busy traffic in a busy urban street with bright colorful neon signs. Our goal is to turn this chaos into a cohesive and visually pleasing look. So let's begin. The first step is to transform the log color space into a Rec 709 color space. This is my color management setup. In the color page, I add two nodes for color space transform. In the first one, I switch the color space from Sony Gamut 3.Cine to DaVinci White Gamut as shown here. Uncheck tone and gamut mapping so no information is compressed here. In the second one, we switch from DaVinci White Gamut to Rec 709, a standard color space for most social media platforms. Check tone and gamut mapping and apply forward OOTF. Now we're ready to take advantage of the huge DaVinci White Gamut color space. Right now the colors are all over the place, so we're going to balance everything out. After the first CST, add 4 nodes. The first one is WB as in white balance. The second one is curve. The third one is sat as in saturation. And the fourth one as color adjustment. Skip WB and go to curve. Set up the middle gray point for DaVinci White Gamut. You can download the free DCTL in the description. Now pull up your waveform. First find where you want to park your brightest point. I personally don't like to move my black point for night scenes at this stage, and then choose editable splines for adjustments. I tend to evenly map the tonal areas by pulling the curve down above the middle gray to soften the whole shot. Since this scene is extremely contrasty, I'm going to smooth out the curve. In some cases, you can even move the middle gray point up or down if you want to correct the exposure. You can also just grade with Y, the luminosity curve only. If I show you the final grade side by side, you can see that the scene graded with the luminosity curve only retains more rich and dense colors. The shot graded with all color curves looks more realistic. Go back to white balance, pull up factor scope, go to offset in primaries and move intuitively to where you want the white to be. At this stage, I want to make sure I get a neutral balance first. I tend to move until I start seeing color separation and when black becomes black. Go to the saturation node. I like to add saturation in color slice. I tend to boost the saturation around 1.7. Optionally, you can make minor color adjustment in the fourth node. For example, I want to take down the orange just a notch. I go to color slice and pull down orange, simple as that. Select these 4 nodes and create a compound node. Label it correction. If you toggle this compound node on and off, you can see a neutral grade. Now we've come to the fun part. Create 2 nodes after correction. Label the first one RGB mixer and the second one second curve. In RGB mixer, we're going to harmonize the colors to a more cohesive color palette. In this example, I want to take out the greenish and pinkish colors. Turn on all octo balance. In the green channel, add blue until you see it hit red and cyan in the factor scope. Then tweak red to adjust. In the blue channel, decrease green to relax the look a little bit. Then boom, it's instantly more cohesive. You can also toggle preserved luminance to retain brightness or not. I choose RGB mixer because it's a global shift of colors. Once you get a hang on this, you don't even have to really touch the primaries. I will talk about RGB mixer more in the future. In some cases, you want to further smooth out the shots. That's why we can smooth out the whole shot in the second curve. If the first curve is a technical curve, the second one is a creative one. In the second curve node, switch on the middle gray point. Select editable splines and all color curves. At the lowest point, roll off and smooth out the dark and hard shadows. And do the same thing for the high end. I'd even pull down the exposure just a hair in this example. Can't decide how much? Always pull out the forms and graphs to help guide you. If you want to warm up or cool down the color balance a little bit, add a note before RGB mixer. Go to Offset and move to your liking. Select these notes and make a compound note called Grade. To further push the look, you can add some effects for enhancement. Add 4 parallel notes after the grade compound note. Respectively label them Sharpen, Glow, Halation, and Film Grain. For your information, the last 3 are only available in the DaVinci Resolve Studio version. Sharpen is quite straightforward. One tip is that if you find the effect a bit too much, you can always scale it down in scaling without changing the radius. In Glow, it helps accentuate and soften the high end at the same time. In Halation, it helps bring the whole scene to life. Film grains help adding texture. So that's it. No LUTs and no plugin, and you still retain a lot of control and flexibilities over your look. Color grading should be fun and hassle-free, so you can spend more time on focusing the actual content than spending too much time on color grading. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.